If you hear some guitar playing on Washington Street, there's a good chance that it might be a '59 Gibson Les Paul through a vintage tube amp. On this episode of Living Local, we strummed our way into Bay State vintage guitars.
Located on Washington Street, just a block up from the Norwood Town Common, is a new business that specializes in buying, selling, repairing, and restoring used guitars and amplifiers.
Bay State Vintage Guitars was founded in 1982 by my father, Craig Jones, and for the better part of 40 years was located at 295 Huntington Avenue in Boston. And about 4 years ago, we moved here after our building was sold that we had been renting in. And Norwood has been a great home for us.
Aaron Jones is a big fan of the move from Boston to Norwood, and he is happy with his new home.
Norwood is a great place for a small business. It's easy to get to, it's affordable, and there's plenty of resources here for people who own small businesses, like the Friends of Norwood Center, for example. And we found our new home here, and it's great.
When you enter the shop, you are surrounded by guitars of all ages. Gibson Les Pauls, Fender Stratocasters, Martin Acoustics, and even a lap steel guitar. It is a Guitar Hall of Fame right here in Norwood.
So when you come into our store, one of the first things you'll notice is the guitar wall. And we try to keep a very wide assortment of instruments on display. Everything from vintage Martins to new custom builds based on vintage guitars to newer instruments. We really get into a little bit of everything. Our specialty is vintage and collectible pieces, but we do a little bit of everything. Our customers range from beginning guitarists all the way up to touring professional musicians, and we provide sales and service on instruments and amplifiers.
With over 40 years of experience, Bay State Vintage Guitars can make modifications and repairs of all kinds. There isn't much they haven't done before.
So here at Bay State Vintage Guitars, when someone brings us an instrument, the process starts with an evaluation. By examining the instrument, we're able to tell exactly what it might need to be brought back to its full potential, whether that be a simple setup or a more comprehensive restoration. Working on instruments, bringing them back to their full potential, particularly doing full restorations on older instruments, is really satisfying work. To see something that has been perhaps neglected for decades come back to life and be at its full potential, it's very rewarding. A lot of people can be very attached to their instruments. It's a very personal thing. It's what they use to make their art. So when someone brings their instrument to us for some sort of service and they entrust it to us, we try to treat it as if it's our very own. We try to give them the best service we possibly can.
Boston has always been known for its music schools and its strong music scene. Many famous musicians have stopped by Bay State Vintage Guitars for maintenance and repairs.
Over the years, my father and I have worked with numerous well-known musicians, everyone from Aerosmith to Paul Simon, Keith Urban, Joe Bonamassa, all manner of professional musicians. It's nice to be able to be a part of what those great artists are doing.
Bay State Vintage Guitar has been the area's leading vintage specialist for over 40 years. Stop by and see what they have to offer.
We try to have a little something for everyone. If you're a beginning guitarist, we should have something to suit your needs. If you're a collector, we have all kinds of interesting pieces. And if you're a pro, we can take care of all your service needs, basically whatever you need as a professional musician. Or if you just need some solid advice on what you should do with your instrument or amplifier, come on by anytime.